Hi, welcome to Smack's Tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to look at a really nice system. It's called the layout system, and this is where we've got complete customization over everything on our website. It's a very powerful feature and we're very happy with this. So let's have a look and see where it is. Okay, so we've got our settings and we go into layouts. So here we've got our news, which is our news here, but we've got two selections. So we've got the first selection is we've got the detail page. So this page is where you land on the news item. So whenever you selected a news item, this is the page that you're going to see. So this area here is when you're looking and viewing at all the news items in a list. So you could have 100 news items. So there's a way of displaying these items in a list. Very powerful. So this is a layout when we display the news items in a list, search results, and this is when we land on the actual item. So we can see we've got a similar setup here for diary dates. Now diary dates, you could rename that anything you want. That could be things to remember, it could be anything. So we can select individual layouts for this setup as well, and it's the same with web pages. We can set up a layout. And listings, we've got three different areas of listings. We've got the search results, which is the same as news. This is the list of items that you have searched for. Then we've got the detail page. We can see we've got this icon here that gives us the detail, so that's really getting into the detail there. And then we've got the categories, so we're looking at displaying different categories. So we will go into that in another video, but let's just have a look to see what is going on here. Okay, so what we have here at the moment, we've got layouts that we have selected and chosen to customize, which is why we're seeing the edit button here. We can also select preset layouts, so we've got loads and loads of preset layouts in here. Okay, so let's look at this one, dynamic media green shell preset 251. Save. So you can see this one here, this is the one we have chosen here. Okay, but we can't edit that because we're actually driving it from a preset. So we can select in here. We can also select layouts. These are all the layouts here. So this is the user, the ones I've done, and we've got preset. Okay, so you can see you've got some really lovely preset layers that are very complicated to set up, but it's all done for you. So that's the search results. Then we go into the detail page, preset, and there's our preset layers. The detail page. Okay, so what we want to work on now is to look and see how this impacts our pages. Okay, let's just take that back. So when we don't have select, when we just have select here, that means that we're just going to the default. So it's a very basic setup. So let's look at our news now. So when we display our news, we're going to be displaying it with this search results. Okay, this is how we're going to display the news. So let's just have a look. We jump on here and we go into our site. Have a look at news. You can see, look, we've got news here. This is the way we display news. So it's a big block got a title, we've got a link. So let's go back in here and we go back into layouts. So this is our preset, but let's say we go for preset, let's have a look here, preset 375. I'll go back on here and we go news 375. So look, we've got a whole different setup, whole different look, but the same data. So the way layouts work is we're inputting the same data each time, because if we go in here, we're inputting the title, we're inputting the date, we're inputting summary, we've got the content here, we've got basic data that's the same, but once we have that data we can then format it whatever way we like. And this is where the layout system works, because what we're doing is we're taking the same data for each of these presets but displaying it in a different way. Let's have a look at that one. So we've got just file to download, we haven't got the date now. So you can see it is awesomely amazing because you can just format it exactly the way you want to display your page. So we've got a custom here, we've got new times modern. Let's now go into the next stage. So we go into the news here and we look at our news items. So this is our list of news items, okay, but when we want to display the particular news item we need to click, and this will then drive us into this page here. And this page also has its own layout, and that is what we're going to look at now. Okay, so let's just get back to a basic layout. So we've got preset. That's okay. That's fine. Actually, we'll go to our custom. Custom. Okay, so that's all okay. So this one here. So now we're going to look at our pages, news. So we're back to the way we were, and I click link to new item. So now let's change. When you've clicked to an item, let's change this one here, the detail page, which is where you've got the image, the text and everything. This is more all the information that you need. So now we're going to go, let's see this one. We're going to show you how this is very, very powerful, because what we're doing now is we're taking sections of the data that you've introduced into the page and displaying them in a different format. So we now go back to our news pages and let's click this one, and now we can see we're using the image as a background drop here. Let's have a look at another one. Back into our website again, click on news, click on this one. So look, we can see now we've got the actual image that we've uploaded is a background graphic, and then we've got the text in here. So it's amazingly powerful, this. But the thing is, we've got hundreds. Let's go to the detail page in here. We've got preset. So look, we've got loads of different ways of displaying the same page. Let's have a look at this one. We've got the summary here, we've got the title here, we just got an image here. We've got the title here, a bit about the person that's uploaded. Let's choose this one. So now we're entering this one, profile image, save. We'll look now on our news, and let's look at this one. So now we've got link to news item. There's our content, and we can see that the data that we're entering is being used, but in a different way. Let's say this one, we've got a summary in this one, so we've got a summary here. So we can see that the data it's the same data for every page, but we use our layouts to display it in a different way. So this is a basic tutorial in layouts, but we'll go into more detail in another tutorial because it is really powerful. So now we'll go into, so let's have a look to see how it works. So this is the one area of the site that HTML knowledge is really important, because what we're going to do is we're going to change the HTML that renders the page. So we go in here and we edit. Here is the HTML that creates that layout. Now what we'll do, this will be in a more advanced tutorial, because you can see that we are now getting into an advanced system. So we will look into that at another tutorial, but you could see that we can use a preset and also use a custom preset, and we can take a preset and copy the preset so that we can then work with it. I'll just show you how that works. So let's say we take this one here, we're going to go green gallery detail page. So we've selected a preset which is going to look like this, but we want to tweak that. So we go copy, and now it's copied that preset, and now we can select that preset in here. This one. So now that preset, now we can now edit that preset and do what we want with it. So let's go into here, so we can edit the preset, and in here we've got our 3 custom layouts that we've been working on. So you can see this was a basic introduction, but there's so much you can do with this that I couldn't resist going into a little bit more detail, and we in a later tutorial we'll go through it all, because each of these layouts has these placeholders, and these placeholders source the data that you're typing in. And if you can imagine all these placeholders that have been built, and each of these placeholders does a specific purpose so that you don't have to do it. So if you can imagine all these placeholders actually do something, you can see how powerful this system is. There's I'm not even sure off the top of my head how many, but thousands. And then obviously we can search and use the placeholders that we need, and we can categorize the placeholders as well. So we've got all the categories here, but that in a later tutorial. Well, this started simple, but it got a little bit more complicated, but I couldn't help show you the rest of it. Thank you very much for watching.